Hello everyone, welcome once more to the Juvenile Issues in Cambridge. On this channel, we talk about everything that has to do with living, working and studying in Cambridge City. And occasionally we talk about issues related to immigration as well. And today I want to talk about finding a job once you relocate to Cambridge or even to any city in the UK.
Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. I know man, passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt.
So guys, sometimes when I talk about this, I get all emotional, but it was really tough. And I'm not saying this to discourage anybody. That is not my intention at all. All I want to tell everyone is that if you find yourself having recently relocated to Cambridge and you didn't have a job before you relocated to Cambridge, so you're now looking for a job, all I say is that you should have some patience. So let me tell you my experience. So in 2016, I relocated back to Cambridge when my husband Richmond got a scholarship to study for his PhD. And prior to relocating to Cambridge, I just want to give you some context. I was working as a course facilitator, an assistant course facilitator with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and their Accra City campus. And I was also working as a private tutor for university students as well. That's tertiary, at the tertiary level. And I was also responsible for supervising the thesis of students as well, matured students in this time around. And I was also working part-time in a school, supporting them with their English language studies. So I was quite busy in Ghana, but when my husband got this opportunity, I decided to follow him and come here. And I then naively thought that, well, I've got this bag of experience and I've also got, if not for anything, I've also studied in the UK before. I've got a degree from Cambridge University, so I should be able to find a job quite quickly. And boy, was I surprised. Well, I didn't get any proper job until the next year. That was in 2017. That was when I finally got a job to do. And this job that I got to do, people will really argue that it was not at par with the experience I had and the qualifications that I had. But at that time, I considered that we needed money to support our growing family, and I needed to support my husband as well. And I could not just say that I'm just going to wait until I found a job that was at par with my experience or my qualifications. So I went ahead and took this job. And to be fair, I really enjoyed the job. I even ended up working with them for 4 years. So that was really good until I finally switched to work with my current organization. So I think I know a thing or two about finding a job in Cambridge or even in any city in the UK for that matter. And I'd like to share with you the lessons that I learned or the strategies that I took when during that period when I was looking for a job. And I have my notes here with me, so bear with me because there are lots of notes. I wrote a lot of lessons, so I'll be referring to it time and again. And so yeah, here we go. So first of all, the first strategy that I used after some time is that I registered with a recruiting agency. And that's what I would say. Register with an agency recruiting in your niche or career And don't hesitate to do temporary work as well. Leave it. I worked even at a post office. I worked at night and during the day as well. Like one time I remember when I went for my and it was in fact all the nighttime shifts that I had. I was the only woman there because they were all surprised. What's a woman doing here? And you don't look like you should be doing this kind of job. But I said, well, man has got to live. So I closed my eyes, forgot about everything, and I did the job because I knew I was going to get paid. It was legal, and that was fine. And most importantly, I wanted the experience because I realized that despite the fact that I got experience from back in Ghana, it seemed like um, I needed to get experience here as well. So actually, I remember when I spoke about temp work as well. I also worked briefly as an invigilator with British Council, and this was on Saturday. So when I was working 40 hours during the week, and then on Saturdays I was going to work as an invigilator with British Council here in Cambridge. So I was leaving Saturday 7 a.m. I was back in the house like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. because first of all I needed to augment the salary that I had. I was earning from my main job, and I also wanted the experience in administration and working with reputable companies such as the British Council, and I did that during that time. So that's what I did. And then the second point I'd say is that don't be worried if you have to start on a lower salary band, um, because what I realized is that, like like I said, sometimes all you need to do is to get your foot in the door, build relationships with your colleagues, with your management, and let people know the value that you're bringing on board, and then you can take the opportunity to rise through the ranks, because that's what I did. Just want to be able to get that reference, want to get the experience, the exposure, what it is like to work here. So that's what I did. And then the second the second strategy I will tell you or advice I'll give to you is that, yeah, build relationships, attend networking events. Um, so, for instance, I know for Cambridge graduates or even current students, they have the career services, they have several networking events that they can attend, and even for alumni, you can even book interview experience, which I did all of that when I returned. I took advantage of all those opportunities, but unfortunately, I wasn't getting any job role. But that's fine. But I think that nevertheless, you should still take advantage of all those offers that are available for you. So you can attend networking events. And when you attend those events, don't be um, shy to tell people that you're actually looking for um, a job opportunity, um, because this is not the time to be shy actually. But then don't also be a pushover where the only thing you're thinking about is, yeah, I need a job, I need a job. And what else can the fifth strategy that I use was career planning websites. So I went to career planning websites like Prospect. Prospect is a very good career planning website that you can use because they have so many family uh, job family groups. I beg your pardon, and I found their resources very useful if you are thinking of, oh, okay, maybe I want to go into accounting. So they even have live examples of people who are currently working in accounting and all the experiences, including advice as to how to be able to get into accounting within the UK, how to get an accounting job within the UK. So I found that that site was also very good um, for me to use. And I also uploaded my CV on Indeed and CV library, all the because recruiters constantly use these sites to get potential candidates. So don't hesitate to use those sites. What I have to say though is that just put a bucket CV there. So when I say a bucket CV, this is a CV that captures all the experiences that you've had so far. Okay, so it's not tailored to any specific job role. You just want that recruiter who is potentially looking at the CV to know what you can bring on board should they give you the opportunity to work with their recruitment agency. Okay, and sometimes it is through these recruitment agencies that you get your foot in the door of the dream organization that you want to work with. And the next strategy that I used was learning courses online. You when you find that you're looking for a job and at the minute you haven't got a job, I think what you have to also do is to use this time that you've got or this free time that you've got instead of wallowing over worries, anxieties. Use that to register for um, new courses. That's now these days there are so many courses that are available. Skillshare, Udemy, so many free courses. Even on YouTube, you can learn so many courses. Because sometimes you may find that you will have to upgrade your knowledge about in certain areas to be able to break into um, a certain career pathway. So just I'll ask you to also do that because that will also help you. Another thing that I will also add, or another strategy that I used, was following all the organizations that I wanted. I was hoping that I could potentially get an opening with on their social media platforms because these days almost all organizations are available. They have their availability on they are available on social media. That's what I wanted to say. Um, and even we had a recent video. You can go and watch that one as well, where we mentioned that the University of Cambridge announced that they've got about 300 live jobs. So they announced that on their Instagram handle or their Instagram account. So you can see that there's benefits in following all these organizations that you potentially want to work with, and especially on their LinkedIn profile page, like following them because they also make announcements about job openings there. You can log on to their job portal and just create a job alert for yourself based on what you want, and then when an opportunity comes, you will be able to get told quickly. Like I was then following British Council, and then they posted an opportunity. This was volunteering though. They posted an opportunity for people to volunteer as an international educator. So I wouldn't have seen this if I wasn't following them. So I just took the opportunity, and then I became one of their ambassadors. So you can see that there's value in following the social media handles of these organizations that you may want to work with. Okay, and um, what whilst on that point to what I would like to say is that be careful also what you post on your own social media channel because you do not know whether a potential recruiter before they even invite you for interview may go and look at your social media handle. Don't just post irrelevant things or things that will create a very different picture of yourself. I think what also worked for me was praying and reflecting on 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 the various opportunities that came, and then it didn't really yield or it didn't really work. I knew that God had something. God had a plan for me because He wouldn't bring us here and then knowing very well that we both need to work and not give us the opportunity for both of us to work. Whatever faith that you have, whatever belief that you have, just spend time praying and reflecting and asking God to give you direction as to what next to do. It says that just take heart and you will definitely get an opportunity to work. So thank you for our channel today. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Our social media handles are also published and you can follow us. And please, if you like this video, kids, share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.